Class 8 Science, we were discussing Chapter 10, Reaching the Age of Adolescence, and in this video we will discuss about secondary sexual characters and hormones. First come to secondary sexual characters. In girls, breasts begin to develop at puberty and boys begin to grow facial hairs, that is mustache, muche, and beard, dadi. You can see this diagram. Development of breasts with age during puberty in girls. Okay, and this diagram represents the development of facial hairs. Okay, like this mustache and this is beard. Okay, dadi and mooch. As these features help to distinguish the male from the female, they are called secondary sexual characters. Okay. Boys also develop hair on their chest, like this. In both boys and girls, hair grows under the arms and in the region above the thighs or the pubic region. Okay, this diagram represents growing boy and this diagram represents growing girls. You can see what are the changes or what are the secondary sexual characters developed in boy and girl. Okay, chest hair, this armpit hair, that is arms, we can say hair under arms, armpit hair. This is pubic hair. This part that is above the thigh, this part is known as pubic region, and hair developed on this region, pubic hair. Okay, and in case of boy, hairs also developed to the other part of body, like you can see leg. On the leg, hairs are also developed. On hand, hairs are also developed. Okay. Now see in girl, this acne on the face due to the secretion of oil glands. Okay. Armpit hair, this breast develops, and you can say this is pubic hair grows. This part above the thigh, this part is pubic region. Okay. Hairs are developed at this place. These are the secondary sexual characters of male and female or boy and girl, as these distinguish male from female. That's why these are known as secondary sexual characters. Okay. In this table, primary sexual characteristics and secondary sexual characteristics of male and female are given. First, see changes in males. Penis and testes enlarge. Sperm starts to be produced. Secretion released from the prostate gland. These are the primary sexual characteristics in male. Secondary sexual characteristics: growth of chest, pubic and armpit hair. Voice deepens because of changes in the larynx. Changes in females: ovulation occurs. Menstruation begins. About this menstruation we will discuss in the next video. Uterus and vagina grow. And secondary sexual character in females: breast develop, growth of pubic and armpit hair, body changes, hips widen and waist narrows. Okay. Now come to hormones. The changes which occur at adolescence are controlled by chemical substances called hormones. Hormones are secreted. Okay, secrete. This is secreted, not secret. This is secreted from endocrine glands or endocrine system. Actually, endocrine glands are known as ductless glands. They secrete their chemical directly in the bloodstream. Okay. The testes and ovaries secrete sex hormones. The testes secrete the male hormone called testosterone, and ovaries secrete female hormone or estrogen, which makes the breast develop milk secreting glands or mammary glands develop inside the breast. These hormones are responsible for the male and female secondary sexual characters. That's why these are known as sex hormones. The production of these hormones is under the control of another hormone secreted from an endocrine gland called pituitary gland. Actually, this pituitary gland is called master gland. Okay. The pituitary secretes many hormones, one of which makes ova mature in ovaries and sperms form in the testes. Okay. Hormones other than sex hormones. The hormones secreted by the pituitary stimulate testes and ovaries to produce their hormones. Pituitary gland is an endocrine gland. It is attached to the brain. See in this diagram, this pituitary gland. Okay. Apart from the pituitary, the testes and the ovaries. Actually, all these three, pituitary, testes and ovaries, are endocrine glands. And apart from these, there are other endocrine glands in the body such as thyroid, pancreas and adrenals. See the position of these glands. This is thyroid gland in the throat, gale ke andar. Okay. This adrenal gland on the kidneys. Okay. And this pancreas. And if we assume that this diagram is a male, then this is testes. And if this is a female, then this is the position of ovary in female. These are the endocrine glands. Pituitary, testes, ovaries, thyroid, pancreas and adrenals. We already discussed the work of testes and ovaries. Now see the work and function of another hormones. Hormones other than sex hormones. Pituitary gland. This secreted growth hormone and it regulates normal growth of a person. It also secreted other hormones and these hormones regulate functioning of thyroid gland, adrenal gland, production of testosterone by testes and estrogen by ovaries. Next gland is thyroid gland and this secrete thyroxine hormone. This controls body metabolism. Lack of thyroxine causes goiter. Actually, this is a disease of throat. Okay. Because in throat, thyroid gland is there and it secretes the thyroxine hormone. If lack of thyroxine is there, then this causes goiter. Sufficient iodine in diet prevents goiter. That's why we use the iodized salt. Okay. Pancreas. It secretes insulin. It controls carbohydrate metabolism. Lack of insulin secretion causes diabetes. In general way, we can say sugar ki bimari. Okay, diabetes. Adrenal glands. This secrete cortisol. And this cortisol maintain the correct salt balance in the blood. This adrenal gland also secrete another hormone that is adrenaline. And this adrenaline hormone helps the body to adjust to stress when one is very angry, embarrassed or worried. Dear students, just feel yourself when you are angry. Okay? Your face becomes red. This is due to this hormone adrenaline. And in the situation of fear, this also and that is adrenaline hormone also prepare you to face that situation. Okay. Role of hormones in completing the life history of insects and frogs. In the previous video, in the previous chapter, we have discussed the life history of silk moth and frog. Okay. In the life history of the silk moth, the caterpillar has to pass through various stages to become an adult moth. Okay. Similarly, in the life history of frog, the tadpole passes through certain stages to become a frog. This change from larva to adult is called metamorphosis. Meta, sorry, Metamorphosis in insects is controlled by insect hormones. In a frog, it is controlled by thyroxine, the hormone produced by thyroid. Thyroxine production requires the presence of iodine in water. If the water in which the tadpoles are growing does not contain sufficient iodine, the tadpoles cannot become adults. This is the role of hormones in human being as well as in the insect and frogs. Thank you. Subscribe my channel to get the next video from this chapter.